it has to be remembered that in Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman has absolute power right now. He has jailed, tortured, and put away anyone who might be in a position to criticize him or oppose him. So there's no change that they cannot unilaterally make right now, and there's not a lot that Saudi society or private interest groups within Saudi society can do about it. So my point being that these changes should have been made a long time ago. There's no reason that they couldn't do them all right now, right? I mean, they have previously in the past said society needs to wait, society is conservative, but they can't use that excuse anymore. Going further, I think it's also very clear that the Saudi authorities are trying to improve the country's image in the wake of MBS's repression, arrests, as well as the brutal murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi last year in Istanbul. And one way to do that, to try to change the conversation, is to put out a drip feed of small changes here and there around women's rights. I would actually characterize these as bigger than small. I mean, these are really important, I think. And it also has to be remembered that many of the women who fought for these changes continue to remain either in prison or on trial for no justifiable reason, based solely on their human rights activism.
So you're basically saying that Saudi Arabia is, these are significant changes, but this is something of a smokescreen, a distraction, if you like, from some of the other serious issues confronting Saudi Arabia, especially the criticism that Saudi Arabia has faced internationally. I mean, what would you say is then, do you think that is basically Mohammed bin Salman's key motive here, is to distract us?
Well, I mean, I think that that's sort of a byproduct of it. I mean, I think it is important. I do not want to diminish the importance of the changes that were announced today. They are going to improve the lives of many, many women. So I don't in any way want to suggest otherwise. But it certainly is part of a strategy by the Saudi authorities to change the conversation, to try to improve, to restart the reformist image that they had put out there over the last couple of years through their PR campaigns. And the goal of all of it is to try to provoke foreign investment and to try to achieve his economic goals. I think that took a big hit last year around with all the criticism of his authoritarianism, his mass arrest, and the murder of Khashoggi as well. I think it's really important that the Saudi authorities don't just stop here with some advancements for women. They need to go all the way, remove all discrimination, and they also need to release the women's rights activists who campaign for this stuff. There's absolutely no reason for these women to continue to be in jail or on trial for things that really are not crimes. Pushing for greater rights.
Adam, we're almost out of time. I just want to ask you this last question, though, because I mean, if you were to, because you analyze the whole of the Middle East, would you say that Saudi Arabia is still worst in class? If you were to draw up a league table, would you put Saudi Arabia at the bottom when it comes to women's rights?
Previously, yes, we would put them towards the bottom, and there still are some aspects of the male guardianship system that make Saudi Arabia the worst. However, with these changes, Saudi Arabia actually brings itself much closer to what we would call the discriminatory practices that occur in other Arab in countries around this region.
Okay, well, thank you so much for speaking to us. Adam Coogle, Middle East researcher at Human Rights Watch. Thank you so much.